Hello, everybody. It's Thursday. Let's get thoughtin' and artin'.
I gotta read you this. It says, don't forget you're a standard moderator for the channel. I haven't had that. Mariah won't let me do that. Okay, close. I need to know that. But I thought that was good for a good chuckle there.
Did it give you a chuckle?
It gave me a chuckle. I don't noticed you weren't chuckling. It was too frightening for you.
No. You do have you have the little badge.
Yeah,
I thought I took that away from you.
I thought you did too.
Yeah.
Oh, I may still have it, y'all. I can
Careful.
I can get in there and do some modding.
She doesn't know.
I can't even.
She got a badge, but she ain't know how to use it.
I don't even know how to get emojis.
Anyway, this is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together
we are PM Artist Studio.
Hello, my arty friends. If you're new here, subscribe. That's that, the little button there, and it'll sometimes light up when you say subscribe. Subscribe. If you're new.
I don't think mine does.
Well, because you're subscribed.
Oh. Guess I could.
It doesn't light up if you're
unsubscribe and wait for it
to light up for you. You can.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you know what this is all about and you're here for it, go ahead and give that thumbsy upsy. That's you like it, share it, and then watch more of it. It's my new little spiel, because it's best if you watch this and then just binge watch us.
I'm still trying to get it all hooked up here.
Okay.
There we go.
You do that.
Oh my gosh.
Please say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. That's how we know that you were here. We like to know that you were here because we're an arty friendly bunch of folks. If you don't say hello over there, I cannot say hello back to you because it just won't know that you're here. If you want to say incognito, though, that's fine. You just do it. But don't be like incognito. Just do give that thumbsy upsy. Very much appreciate it. Can't do that if you are incognito. If you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's go say hello to some folks. It's Thursday, so we will be thoughting here in a moment. It's going to be very quick, and then we got to get to the art. Got things to do. We're starting
to, but Mariah, did you read that list that I made for you?
I did. For the MADeNESS?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I know, but the thing is if we do some of that stuff I was going to do today, I think it'll all be all right.
It'll all work.
Y'all don't mind a little bit of a repeat performance, right?
And plus, we might need a little practice. Got Lucy's here, Acme, Adrian, Art Curious, that's Miriam, a similar mind, that is Sue, Carol Buckingham, Christy Hartman, Cookie Wookie, that's Mo, Darcy, Eddie, Ellen, Gerald, Graham, Jennifer, Dog Life, Joanne, Linda Renz, Mary Brown, Mimi Hoarder Paper Crafts, Myra Rucker, is that right? Did I see that right? Now my whole thing moved. I got lots of people coming in. Got Heather and who did I miss there? Dana. All right. I know I'm missing some other folks here, but I'm trying to. So Jennifer, Dog, Joanne. All right, there we go. There we go. Original Cindy, Pinka, Rosemary K, Rosemary Stephanie. Seabasket, that's Cheryl, SWL, that's Sherry, the Shelly Studio, that is Margot, Vanessa, and Zal like Hal. I think there's some other folks here. Brad popped in there. All right, give me extra pinky hello hands. And I'll get you helloed if I missed you. All right, what are you doing? What are you reading? Oh, yes, we're doing that. I should go topside for that because we have the
really
cutest
cute
book to do for Thursday Thoughts. This is the one that P mentioned the other day that Jamie
Lee Curtis.
There we go. I froze on that one for a second.
And Blue's Clues Dude.
Yeah, Blue's Clues Dude. That I don't think she talked about it on there, did she?
Yes.
Okay, see, I tapped out before the end. They kind of lost me at a point.
Now, the one that she mentioned was something about balloons. I wasn't as intrigued with the balloon thing.
Ruh-roh.
What?
I didn't check that. Why didn't I check that? I should have known. I should have known.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, hold on. We'll get it up and going.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, I'm going to go front side here.
This here.
Well, we had a power outage yesterday.
Yes, we did. It was more than one.
Yeah, it was like multiple. I hate this darn. Y'all, the struggle is real. The struggle is real.
Well, my phone said that it wants to do a face recognition opening thing.
Did you tell
And
it that you were
I
wrong?
don't think so. I do not want people to have to, you know,
Sorry, y'all get to look
cut
at
my head off
arm.
in order to access my phone. My finger's one thing, but, you know, I'm not willing to give up my head.
Okay, how do I want it? Yeah, it goes like this. There we go. Oh, wait, hold on. I probably should make sure that we're all opened up. There we go. Okay. Oh. Back in there like that. Back in there like that. Let's see if we hook in now. Oh, here. Maybe if I do the, okay, frame, M-cam. No, top cam. Top view. There we go. And sometimes there we go. Here's this.
Yeah, I'm just going to chit
See, that'll
chat.
freak you out, won't it?
Chit chat about some stuff here.
There we go. Okay.
And I found the quotes that I need.
Oh, did you now?
Now, we went to the Iran fast
Iftar.
Iftar.
There we go.
At a local, I don't know, but do they call it a mosque? It doesn't look like a mosque on the outside.
Well, they bought an old church.
Yeah, it had Baptist overleanings, I think.
That's what we really felt like.
And it was really cool because the woman that sat with us at the table was a former Methodist, and we were like, yeah, that we are. Anyhow, some really interesting things, which I'm going to talk more about because it's one of the things that goes with making little books and
There we go. Sorry, guys.
toting your little book around and that sort of thing. Yeah, okay, let's read this book. And this is so cute. These are all used books. I got two. I didn't mean to. I just ordered twice. I guess they're hit two instead of one.
Yeah.
But this one was property of Mrs. Jelmberg in physical education. Izzy's taking the other one to school to donate to her classroom library. Is There Really a Human Race by Jamie Lee Curtis, illustrated by Laura Cornell. And I think all of her books are illustrated by.
It's so cute. I like this style.
I do too.
And I'm pretty sure that we have read other books because this feels familiar. In fact, the Walla Walla
Washington. Could
I'm
be.
wondering.
Yeah,
Let me
Laura
see.
Cornell. Look that up.
Yeah.
Is there really a human race? Well, we're all kind of wondering how long that, things are going. Is it going on now? All over the place? When did it start? Who said? Ready, set, go. Did it start on my birthday? I really must know. Now you gotta look at all them little babies.
No,
up there.
different illustrator, but if it's a similar style-ish.
Okay, you can see most of it up there. I love this one down here.
Mm-hmm.
Got socks in his ears.
Because it's next to the one hollering. I can relate to this.
This is so funny. Do I warm up and stretch? Do I practice and train? Do I get my own coach? Do I get my own lane? Do I race in the snow? Do I race in a twister? Am I racing my friends? Am I racing my sister?
That's great. I love that motion.
Uh-huh. If the race is a relay, is Dad on my team? And his dad and his dad? You know what I mean. Here's the human race. Is a race like a loop or an obstacle course? Am I a jockey or am I the horse? Is there pushing and shoving to get to the lead? If the race is unfair, Will I succeed? Do some of us win? Do some of us lose? Is winning or losing something I choose? Why am I racing? What am I winning? Does all of my running keep the world spinning? Look at this. Here we go down here. If I get off track when I take the wrong turn, do I make my way back? From mistakes, do I learn? She must be from Texas.
I tell you, this thing, so it's like I unfreeze one and I then freeze another one.
Is it, are I frozen?
You were, and then now mine is, because it's like if I switch a camera.
Is it a sprint, a dash to the end? Am I aware of the time I spent? And why do I do it, this zillion-yard dash? If we don't help each other, we're all going to... crash!
Crash!
That's how Izzy would say it. Sometimes it's better not to go fast. There are beautiful sights to be seen when you're last. Shouldn't it be that you just try your best, and that's more important than beating the rest? Shouldn't it be looking back to the end that you judge your own race by the help that you lend? So, take what's inside you and make big, bold choices. And for those who can't speak for themselves, use bold voices. Pay her to save the park. Some people probably pay her to shut the hell up.
There we go. I think, all right.
Okay, are we back?
Yeah. Oh, no, you've been fine. Like, I was just trying to work out something.
And make friends and love well. Bring art to this place and make the world better for the whole human race.
Word.
The end.
Isn't that the cutest book? I just love it.
I think this is a wonderful book. You could even get this for a high school graduate.
I think so.
I don't know that they would really appreciate it until they were, you know.
Hey, you know what? If they were thinking about going into education.
Yeah, this is very true. Anyway, you can get it at thrift books for like nada, almost nothing.
Save a book.
Save a book. Save a tree. Okay.
It wasn't the artwork just so good. I told her that I was like, I think it's great on so many levels of being able to put that as art. So that's Thursday Thoughts. Just be a part of the human race.
Be a part of the human race. Dadgummit. Okay. But I am going to thought a little bit because the thoughts go with the artwork today for real.
It was such a wonderful thing. So I don't know, those of you who've been around for a while, y'all know that after Ramadan, a lot of times our neighbor has brought us over food.
You probably have something still open on the phone itself. That's where that's doing it.
All right, hold on.
Hold on, people.
Actually, I'm gonna go.
So she can talk about stuff.
Okay, hold on. Let me go side by side. There we go. Okay. It's just such a whip to mess with this thing. And I wonder if there's an update that needs to happen.
I told you my phone wanted me to face recognition.
No.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Nothing else is on.
Well, I'm just telling you, the thing is like, it's doing something. It's causing it to skip. Can you view it without having to
Mm-mm.
I'm just doing a little arting in my book while I'm waiting for the technology to.
So yeah, it's like skipping.
Use buffering, maybe?
Yeah. Usually you have that on. Yeah, there you go. What's happening?
I'm gonna move you. There you go. Okay, look at that.
Are we up and at 'em?
Yep. Sorry, guys. Lots of technical things happening today.
Lots of technical things happening today. Okay, so anyhow, one of the things that really prompted me to kind of go at this again from a little bit different perspective was when we went to this
Iftar. Because it was the end of Ramadan. So Izzy's little friend that lives down the street, over the past few years, they have always brought us a plate after Ramadan, because once they fast and
we
everything.
didn't get any of that good stuff last night because I have a feeling that that's a little more labor intensive.
I think that that's usually whenever they do it at home. And this was more like because they're trying to do some more community outreach because the people around here are losing their ever-loving minds.
Yeah.
Driven by the people that are supposedly in charge.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was so awesome. And then we met some most excellent people and then ran into some of our favorite people. Gurvinder was there. We just get so excited when we get to see him because he's such a cool dude. And he's running again this year. So very excited about that for a different place on the city council. We would be so lucky to have him in Sexy.
Yes,
for that.
we would.
Especially with things going the way that they are. But yeah, no, it was super wonderful. We were honored to be invited. And Izzy, of course, had a complete blast because her little friends were there. And then she got to hang out with the other kids. And it was such a cool experience for her. Now she said that, I was like, well, did you learn anything or whatever? And she's like, no. But I think, it's one of those things you're exposed.
Osmotically. She didn't find anything about it to be. But here's the thing that she told me. She said, well, when I've been over to Ramesa's house before, they do the praying thing and everything. Yeah. We went to the bathroom together. And she said, the first time I heard it, I thought it was kind of weird because they make weird sounds with their throat. But they can do that.
That sing, the call of prayer.
The call to prayer. And so she said that. And so, she really, it was just.
Another thing that we went to, she was super excited that we got to do something on a weekday.
Yeah.
Like that was, a hot night out.
Yes, a hot night out, exactly. And the food was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
And
and the messaging and everything was really beautiful.
Oh,
and
it was. I wrote down some things that.
Yeah, that's where you were headed.
That's where I was headed. Okay.
I was bringing it back
the whole thing with fasting, which I have a hard time with because I'm a snacker and I.
That's what I told
fasting is not part of my.
No.
Makeup. But anyway, fasting is an act of worship. Okay, and the whole idea with fasting is it creates empathy and understanding for those less fortunate than you. I thought that was so. I really did. Yeah. I went into this, just going. I really wanted to go just because I wanted to show Izzy's friend and her mother that we were supportive of them, and I have kind of a bad attitude, and it's not just with. It's with all religions that are patriarchal in nature, and I have a little difficult time. That's a personal thing, but we're
working on her through some of this.
Mariah, gave me a little pep talk on the way over. Just said, and when they were asking for questions, I saw her look at me and give me that look.
I said, I don't know that we'll work on those later.
Okay, but what was said there by the imam was that fasting is an act of what I am not doing. And remember when we were talking about the oxymoronic statements, and I think you really think about that, in order for it to really be a spiritual experience, you must be able to take yourself to a place where it's not what you're doing, it's what you're not doing. That's important. I thought that was really cool. And it brings your body, mind, and soul into one.
Karen said she would sit down and chit-chat with you about that.
Would she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think you would be a good person to talk to her about it.
Yeah, I organized religion, I think, is bunk. I am a very spiritual person. I believe in the teachings of Jesus. I believe in being a good person. I don't want to go someplace and have a man standing up there at the front of the
and
telling me what I need to do and what I don't.
Especially on hearing about all the things that he's into.
Yeah. And the whole idea of how can I better train my body to be able to practice this. It's almost like meditation is what I think.
Yeah, that's how it was really interesting how he had explained that and said that, you know, really you could carry that across. And I thought that way, and I was happy to see that you had written that down because I was thinking about how we could bring this into one of our thoughts here because, you know, just the act of not doing something, sometimes you need that.
You do. Here, I wrote down a little thing here.
Did you?
I have enough incidental irritation. I try not to build it into my plan.
Hey, so now what's up for today? I mean, that's a transition. Nobody could we couldn't have planned that. That was very incidental.
Okay. Well, anyway, and then and I know.
Oh, but we did decide that yes, we need to be carrying a little book with us at all points in time because they're just little moments that you just need to write it down because you know, especially for us when we're like, oh, that would have been great, and we joke all the time like, you better write that down. You think you're gonna remember it, and you're just not, and it wasn't, you know, and you gotta capture the moment.
And see, I wouldn't have remembered that.
Yeah.
The act of what I am not doing. And I'm going to write all of this down into my little book here.
Because it's on a coloring sheet that I had.
This is what Mariah handed me. This is what we had to work with there.
You know, because I don't know if y'all know this. I had a baby.
This is me, Dad, and Ma.
I don't know when she did this. This is a little while ago. That's hilarious.
Dad say no.
No.
Anyway, I thought that was a good one. That was a good one.
Maybe you should just glue that whole thing in there because that's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I should make a pocket for that so I can just stick the whole thing in there because it is. Okay. So back to my little books. All right, Mariah, where's that thing that I gave you earlier?
Hey, Savannah. Hey, we are huge fans of Commonplace books. I love the idea of it. I always have ever since, remember when we first got into art online and then junk journaling and this and that, but I was like, you know, I wasn't really connecting with like the journals because I'm not like a big writer type person, but I love capturing it's really the Commonplace books, like field notes and that sort of thing. And so that's exactly what we're very into that. We just don't use that term.
Social commonplace books. Yeah.
We should use that terminology more because that's what it is. It really, that's the perfect description.
Okay. So we've been discussing what we're going to do for our March MADeNESS.
Yes.
And
look, we got notes, y'all.
Yeah, I've got a whole
plans of action are coming together. Just want y'all know that.
With the full intent that we may need to modify our plan along the way. That's built into that.
Always.
And one of the things that, you know, I encountered here in my new little book was I had these 2 pages. And remember, Mariah did this wonderful butterfly for me. But this page over here was so dark that I couldn't use the pen I wanted to use because it wasn't showing up. And I don't, you really can't see it, but it's right there where I tested it out. And so I thought, well, I'm going to do some of this momogami.
Okay, and that was mentioned because now I'm sorry, I did not log who said what over there at Makers. So the Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group, if you aren't a part of that, lots of things happen over there. Many of these lovely folks that you see here in the chat post their art there, and then we coordinate events and things, and you know, when things are talked about here, I post them over there, and it's a very, you know, part of a huge part of the community happens there on Makers. Now, if you aren't a Facebook fan, I get it. I totally understand it. Respect it. But if you are on Facebook, that's another way to be involved in the PM Artist Studio community. So that being said, make sure you answer the questions, please, and thank you. So there is a post over there regarding MADeNESS, and some of y'all have already given some ideas and things. Now, Bobby, girl, I love you. It's a big no on the alcohol inks, because one thing is that we just don't have any. We don't want any. We used to have them.
Away.
We sent them along.
We don't have proper ventilation to do alcohol
or storage, or, you know, because it was like one of those things we had to give up something, and she'd already given up the window, which meant that we couldn't ventilate in here properly.
Yeah, and it is a big thing. And I know when I was doing it with Izzy, we would have a fan, a fan going that was shushing the fumes away from us, because sometimes it would.
Yeah, you'd get headaches and all kinds of things.
And whatnot.
Now every once in a while I whip out the markers, but this is just not the same. It really just isn't. So yeah, that is definitely not something we can do, because we just don't have the stuff, and it's just.
But there are other people.
There are
videos
videos who for that. We have done videos of that in the past. We've never done it gel printing wise, but many of the folks that we hang out with, Devin Rex for art for one, she uses them quite often. I know that Darcy has as well. And I feel like probably Eddie. Eddie, you got alcohol inks? I don't know about that.
Yeah, I just, once I discovered that their light fastness is really very, very limited, I became not interested. I mean, you know,
we were a little sad about some things.
Yes, we were.
We'll just leave it at that. We don't need to. Yeah, we don't need to. You know.
I'm sorry, I have a snag here, and if I don't take care of it, it'll
become a thing.
I need to get some new clippers. Clippers are, you know, it's kind of like cat gnawing something off.
Might as well just.
They've been around a while.
I understand.
Okay.
Carry on. Yes.
Back. Okay. So basically how I did this was what I just did with this piece of paper. And the reason I did this is because if you don't have multiple things, you can't just cut one thing on.
But to bring it,
no cutting.
Right. And also to bring it around, as y'all kind of give us some suggestions, we may need to, prior to the final week of MADeNESS, we will be, you know, highlighting and really showcasing these different techniques. That being said, we may be doing things prior to MADeNESS that we're going to then bring into the final week. Just wanted to kind of give y'all.
I can already tell you what part of the problem here is they don't come together.
Right.
You know? It's like a pig ran through there. See the big gap there?
Well, somebody might have been using them for things they didn't need to be using them for.
Very possible.
That's very possible.
Very possible. Okay, so you might wonder why I've got two sides here. Well, another thing that I wanted to show. I've done this in other books.
Ooh, where did that piece come from? I feel like that was done a while ago.
A long time ago. This is part of my stash that I was working on when I was working on that book, whatever one that was. Oh, and Darcy, I don't know if I showed. Did I ever show you this after I went?
You did, but it's always good to show it again.
And I love it so much, and really what I got it out for is this is what I'm going to put my carry-on book in, along with a pencil, a pen.
Yeah.
And then I won't have to worry about finding it. I'll know that it's going to be in this.
This is the traveling
version of the thought book. Okay, so basically, yeah, and I thought, Well, this is just great because what I can do here is I can come in. Oh, and I must say, here, let me talk about this. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Whenever you
here.
say, I must say.
I must say.
I just have foghorn leghorn. It just pops into my brain. I'm like, mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's lovely. I need to find a pups to do this in here, not this, because I'm going to use this piece somewhere else. But you don't worry about the wrinkles, and you need to find yourself a smooth pebble, because when you glue it down, and this is very tricky, you don't want to wait too long, but you don't want to get after it too soon, because then what it's going to do is going to stick to your little rock and pull up, and you're not going to be happy.
Yep.
And even at this stage, I can go over this and buff out the wrinkles that are still out there that I'm going to run into, and they're going to cause me problems when I start with my escribir writing. But you can see how that's, and it you know, really buffing up a nice little sheen there.
Oh, there you are. Look at that.
So this is, I used Blick acrylic.
You gotta hurry up and get that Blick out of there when you know. Sometimes I'm like,
they just say Blick anymore.
They do.
Yeah. But I like.
Yeah, I know. It scares me. You'll notice I kind of.
Yeah. Anyway, that was how I glued it down. But then I went over it with my.
Oh, Eddie says you're not just a pretty face.
Oh, bless your heart. I know I have some things going on upstairs. I've had to cultivate that in my later years.
You can't just fall back on them looks.
Yeah. Everyone should be aware of that. I tell Izzy that, and she just looks at me.
I tell her that all the time.
Transparent watercolor ground. Okay, the reason I went ahead and did that, what I have discovered is, it works almost exactly the same way. You need to do something with that.
I was about to say, you need to do something with that. They've all kind of congregated in one spot, and it's becoming a...
I don't know why. I was like, why is that doing that? But anyway, the clear texture gesso and the watercolor ground I don't know that they can be used.
She didn't like that. But I also feel like that's a thing that happened. It's encroaching. What happens is she works up here, then she pushes things this way, and then I come back up here and I push them back that way. It's a...
I washed my rock.
Yeah, she washed her rock, y'all. Hey, welcome to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. We're an arty friendly bunch of folks, but we want to hear from you. If I missed you earlier, give me some extra pinky hello hands. Please give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't already. I very much appreciate them. So does Pete.
Always. All right, now see, I think that this is just going to be absolutely wonderful here because it brings in the orange from this side over here. And you can see here, I tried to do some of that in the, in the spaces where it was white. Just because I wanted these pages to have relationship, okay? Now, I just like the idea that the butterfly and the rabbit are having a conversation. That makes me happy. And,
oh, yes.
And very...
Oh, Carol, that is wonderful. Would you post something? Can you put a post in Makers about that? Or just send me a link and I'll post about it?
What is it?
So she was talking about something, this was kind of a continued part of her thing. Their last bishop just opened an art show in D.C. on Noah and is doing a pilgrimage on racial reconciliation. He runs an organization called Caravan where they have artists from the Muslim, Christian, and American Indians. Pretty cool if you want to see how it all comes together. Yes, please. We would love that.
We certainly would, and we'll talk. We can talk more about it in call. That's the kind, and you know that was the spirit.
We see you, Sandy.
Spirit with which we went into, and I told Mariah, I said, you know, if there's any proselytizing going on here, I'm out.
I said, I don't really know, but I don't think that that's what this is about.
And I said, well, I'm just telling you right now, I'm giving you a heads up. I'm out the door. And I know how to get home.
It is very close to our house, which was nice.
But there was nothing.
No, it was really nice. It was a very lovely
there was
message.
nothing. It was informative without being, I don't know. We had this crazy old dude at our table who is a convert.
Yes.
He's 84 years old. He was in worse shape than I was, as far as he had his cane. Now remember, when you're making these little things, you can't go past it. You have to go right up to the edge there, because otherwise it doesn't turn its page.
This is like that
properly.
song, that song that the Wiggles used to do.
Oh gosh,
you can't. You got to go through it, over it, under it, or something like that. I used to love that one.
Oh, they were so good.
We did enjoy some Wiggles.
Izzy used to like them when she was really little, but the person I watched them with was with Ella Blue. And she's the one, her parents left her. This is my granddaughter that lives in Georgia that I never get to see. Watching something, and she said, she calls me Grandma Trishy. Grandma Trishy, this is not appropriate for me. She was like 3. I said, just don't tell your dad that we watched this, okay? She smiled very conspiratorially at me, nodded her little sweet head. All right, so we're going to make this page happen here on top of our other page that we had. This is how you add to your little books. And we're going to start our own little book. I don't know how exactly, but we're going to do something like this on the MADeNESS business.
Hello, Anne. Hey, Gerald. And Carla. I don't think I said hello to Carla earlier.
Mariah did order new
wipes. I'm sure everybody was very worried about that.
I know y'all were worried about that. I was worried about that. And you do want to use plenty of glue, because this is your hinge.
Sandy, your messages are posting. I don't know if she's live.
What?
I don't know. Sandy's having troubles in the chat, but
it
doesn't seem to be like, it's not affecting others that we can, that we have been notified of. Yeah.
Now this is actually, you should wait for the other side to dry before you do this side. But we're living dangerously today. Get off that excess. Now, you can see on the back of here what kind of happened here was...
Hey, Vanessa.
Oh, I fixed my Tom Hartman book.
I said hello to you earlier.
Who?
To Vanessa. She was here earlier, but then I was like, oh, wait, no.
Well, it's always good to be.
Hello twice. And hello Carrie Griffiths. I don't think I got you in the first round, did I? No. Because I usually say, and that's Carrie the Crafter.
Hi, Carrie.
I've been talking to you the last couple of times.
Okay, now, I seem to have a little more glue on that side than this side, but like I said, you really probably should wait and not glue them on the same side at the same time. So I had this where, I always get paint on the other side, back side of my... nobody here is surprised about that for deadgum sure. And I could have done that.
Oh, there you go. That would have been good.
That would have been good. Okay, so this is a little bit wider than I wanted. So we're going to gnaw off. If I can hit where those scissors are the most together.
Yes, at the tip. Ish. I think you've done something to them scissors. I don't remember them being that bad.
Okay, that's better. I think I took more off this side. Let's use this side.
This works.
Okay, now the reason I'm not going to do this is because I've made this very nice and I'm going to write on it. So I'm not going to fuss with those deadgum scissors because it seems like we've got the tissue paper turning the right way there. But anyhow.
There you go.
I thought I had it all figured out, those scissors. I'm really ready for some.
I don't. We need some professional version of the deckled scissors. Want them exactly like that. I like
am just
those.
Telling you, I love these things, but I hate them at the same time
because they're too.
They do not work on this floofy paper. They will work just fine on that, but this floofy stuff, nay. Oh, sorry.
She's whacking the mic.
Whacking the.
She didn't hit y'all.
I'm just returning this because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Reflexology, it is a thing. Oh my gosh. And then I know why it was, because yesterday I did not drink enough water, number one. Number two was sitting all that time at the, okay, that's not working out, event in those iron chairs.
They are not meant for short people. They just hit you right in the back of the leg, and then you're always like, "What is?"
And I didn't want to seem like that I had to go pee or something, wiggly, but yeah, was not a good thing. So I had a horrible leg cramp in the middle of the night. I mean, it was really super painful.
Cheryl says she's not sure that any of those scissors work properly. She has issues with a new ruler that is supposed to do the same thing.
Oh, I have one of those too, and it is BS. It works really well on tough paper.
The thing is that they could make a product. I'm sure it would be outrageously priced. At this point, we have proven that we want the thing. Now, it needs to be, I mean, $30, $40 doesn't seem crazy for a pair of scissors.
No, especially...
I would think that would be doable for a professional pair of scissors, right?
Something that I am going to use like forever and ever. And what did I do with my...
I guess if we really knew a metalsmith, right? Where are all those dudes that are making knives and things?
That's a special, yeah, we need somebody that makes chainsaws to make that happen. Because you're dealing with a serrated edge.
The chainsaw guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm
Betsy.
Just trying to make this knocked back enough that Kitty's going to the vet tomorrow.
Oh, good, because something's up with his mouth, I think.
I'm not sure what it is, but I just told Van, I said, I don't know what it is about our baby, but we need to. All right, now I'm using a lot of water on this, and that's how you get more transparency with your tissue. Okay, so you can see it's got wrinkles.
Hey, Ninian.
Hold it up into the technology, as Mariah says. I like the Blick because it is matte. It's not shiny. I mean, it is when it's wet, but that's how you can tell. Okay, you can see it's got wrinkles in it. All right, we're just going to let that sit there for us.
Hey, Eric.
For a spell. And
just in time. Just in time.
Just in time for what?
I don't know, the next thing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we're just going to let that set a spell. And then we're going to talk about, can you give me the list on, because I think it'd be really cool if everybody had their book sort of ready to go.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean like, then you could follow along with us and do it if you have it. And today we're going to eventually, I hope.
Hey, and maybe what I do is I could make another one of the little fish books.
I want you to do the accordion.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Because you, pardon me, do it really well, and I think that we can bring in...
Well, what if I make an accordion version that's going to go in my fish box?
That would be great.
Okay.
Can you use the little fish things as the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I think that's perfect.
I think it would be cool that if each book was maybe a little bit different.
Yeah. We could even have a book where, where you cut it different ways and fold it up.
Yeah. That's a meandering.
That's
a meandering concertina.
And the meandering books work really well with the master boards. So we could combine those two.
Now, what I'd have to do is work out, because you're kind of, the nice thing about most of meandering things is like you have the sheet of paper, you fold it into the quadrants and blah, 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 blah. This would be a little bit of a reverse engineering, because we know that we need it to be a specific size. So the sheet of paper probably needs to be much larger, but that's fine. We have the big roll paper over there. So maybe this coming Monday, I'm hoping that like the end week MADeNESS is really like all the little fun finishing touches. That's kind of the goal here. Yeah, I'm very excited for the March Thanks me. And it's kind of turning out that we're going to do a lot of it prep work wise in these earlier days of the month, and then showcase, I think, these things, and then do some of the final, more fun technique things that we usually do, and we'll see which ones on that list make sense for doing earlier in the month. Because we could spend a week building a book. Y'all know that. I mean, heck, we can spend a month building a book.
Or 2. Maybe 8.
Yeah, or 8 or whatever. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. Cool. I'm excited about that.
All right. So here's I really have not talked to Mariah about this. Okay. I just wrote this down this morning. She came up. I was putting on my makeup and that. Okay. So small books. The thing about them is you get two pages with each one page of, when you cut them in half. How about that? Okay. Why do you want to do little books? Well, size matters, and bigger ain't necessarily better. And then I wrote, small fits into a pocket, and watch my little thing goes all the way down here. You should take them with you to boring speeches. It looks like you're taking notes when you're writing little things.
Or if it's really good speeches and you're really engaged.
Yeah, exactly. It works both ways.
Uh-huh.
You can, yeah. Okay. So, what? The uses of the book.
That was good, Ro.
What?
Okay, so Rose said that I tried to make a master board and it looked like garbage, so it was tossed. Which that's silliness. Yeah, and see, Eddie was right. You should have just gessoed over it. Now you know better. Don't do that again, and definitely don't admit that sort of thing here at me.
Oh, and you don't even have to gesso it. You can use transparent mediums over the top and maybe make it all go together.
And then he said, so then I decided to join the master board swap. Y'all are welcome.
Okay. Well, uses. We can talk about that more. Okay, how are we going to do it? Well, we're going to do the staple. You can do the stitch. I mean, either one of them are whatever.
But we're loving the stapler.
Whatever you've got. I'm using the stapler because we just got it. It's new. I like it. And before I had to stitch it. And staple's a lot easier. Okay, so I've got all of these X's here. And these X's are... What did I say about the X's? Oh. So these are things that we're going to do. Select a theme. We're going to do some drawing. They can be for quotes and they can be for thoughts, or you can make it all of those things. How we're going to do it. Okay. So we're going to leave blank pages. We're going to stamp and mark make. We're going to use colored pencils, markers, and watercolors. And we're also going to do, where did
you say we are going to be using markers? You know she means me.
Yeah, her. That one over there.
Yeah, that one over there.
That's where I pass it off to the you mark me up some stuff here. And I didn't have down here, stamp and mark making. Yes. The other thing was where we're using the paste.
And then Rhonda says, be the stapler, not the stitch. We like that very much.
I like that very much. I might have to write that down.
Hello, Anina.
Might have to write that down my little book.
I know. Eddie says put that on a shirt.
Okay, so here we go. Now I'm testing this out. It's just about there. I can see a little bit of shiny. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of wipe that off with my finger. And let's see. Oh, yeah, this is perfect. So I'm just, buffing out the wrinkles.
Buffing out the wrinkles.
Buffing out the wrinkles.
You gotta buff it before you can write on it.
You could just write on it, it's just not.
Well, I don't think you're gonna write well. You're just setting yourself up for a bumpy ride.
Yeah, setting yourself up. Yeah. And
then you could just write at the end, Mr. Toad.
And if you happen to hit the wrong letter in the wrong spot there, and you kind of had a hiccup,
it's hard enough to read those notes as is.
Yeah, it might be an F instead of an H, or vice versa.
Yeah. Hello, Joni.
Now look at that. Isn't that just?
I think that's a fabulous little spread. I think she just likes rubbing things with her rock.
I'm a rock rubber. I've been known to lick them too.
There's some more wise words, tips and tricks.
Yes, if you want to know what your rock really looks like, you need to lick it.
Yeah.
Or wet it, moisten it in some other means.
Dip it in the stream. We're related.
Just in case you hadn't noticed.
Oh, this one little girl was so lovely and sweet to us last night. She's like, I knew y'all were mother and daughter just right away. She's like, I could just tell. And everybody was very fascinated with our jewels. I'm like, this is nothing. We came light today, y'all.
Mariah passed out a card.
I didn't know two. Yeah. Well, anybody that was asked about Arty stuff and was interested, I gave them a card.
Yeah, she didn't whip them out. And,
Joni says you need to be selective when you're licking your rocks.
You do. You should at least, give them a once over in the shower, the tub.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't decided what I'm going to write on this yet, but, and I don't know that I think what I write on this side should relate to this side. And anyway,
Mo made sure that there's a disclaimer in the chat that PNM do not recommend licking random rocks. That's right. Just,
specific rocks.
And know where you're getting them, and
and make sure that they're ones that you have
a pre-wash. And
see, look how nice you really get the nice. But I washed this with hydrogen peroxide and Dawn, and then I rinsed it with vinegar. It was really kind of nice. It had a lot. There's some definitely limestone in there because there was a lot of fizzing and frothing. Well, anyway, as we were there at the thing the other night, and they were talking about world events, and it reminded me of the Jimmy Carter quote: "We will not learn how to live together in peace by killing each other's children." The thing that will make you a millionaire is how to make peace as profitable as war. That's I just made that up. Because that's what it's about. It's about money.
Yeah. Oh, that was even so yeah, I got the call, by the way, just a quick, note on that. Call has been scheduled, and I named it War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Who's profiting? or who's benefiting, but
Yes.
same thing.
Yeah.
So that's what call will be about on Saturday.
And this one, I like this one here because I think inclusiveness is very, very important in our society to the extent that we all can define and respect each other's specialness, preferences, whatever.
I also
As
think
long as they're not taking away my preferences or my specialness.
here's how I think that, because I've been working on this too, like with this
tolerance
concept of, you know, especially in America, we have built up this individualism and, you know, being special, and some of that is great and all, because especially for people that maybe don't, they need that uplift. But it's not exactly the most community building mindset.
No, it isn't. Rugged individualism is not.
So,
and it's a myth anyway.
Yeah, because we need the community in order for this all to work. And that means a lot of times that you do, unfortunately, maybe have to give up a little bit of who you are, a little bit of your individualism in order to get along with the betterment of the community. That does not mean, see, this is where that tolerance and weakness, don't mix that. Yeah.
Don't mistake my tolerance for weakness.
And the fact that we have this better, you know, this vision for us to better the entire community. And it isn't at your expense or mine. You have to think that, oh, yeah, I am giving up a little bit of this, but, you know, what does that mean? And is it better for all of us? And if the answer to that is yes, then I think that, okay.
Well, and here's the thing. Define what it is. What am I giving up?
Exactly.
What is it that I'm having to give up?
Yeah, is it just some little
I
comfort thing of mine?
Yeah, some idiosyncratic. You know, do I have to not have peanut butter and crackers at night? Now, I might get a little testy on that one. I'm not big on fasting, so I'm not going to do that. But that part of me, I'm not infringing on anyone else's right to do that by making the decision that I don't.
Yeah.
That's what's the freedom is about. It's also about infringement on other people's rights. And that's not tolerated. Look at this. I just think this is so absolutely fantastic.
Hey, Patricia.
And this just happened this morning.
That's the best spread you've given in a while.
Thank you, Mariah.
There we go.
This makes me all warm and gooey. Okay, so here's some more. I'm going to kind of try to not shut this page because it's not real.
It needs time.
It needs air. Check that out.
Woo! She told me, she's like, wait. Oh, and is this the one that Eddie said? Which one was the Eddie one? Because she's like, Eddie.
Where? I know, Eddie. I thought about you the whole time I was doing this.
Remember when Eddie said, yeah, this is not going to be the same. You see, there you go.
And I have to think about a really important. It has to be something to do with an eye.
Enlightenment.
And it might have to something to do with female anatomy also. I don't know.
She feels that way about that.
Now, see, on this side here, this is another oop.
Yeah, careful. You need to leave that alone for a bit. There you go.
Okay. This is a good one. I could have a piece of my momogamied tissue paper either here or here. Really think that is about it. I think the rest of this seemed like I was working on one other one. No, it's just these. Oh, here, this one. Remember what that one looked like the other day? All that was
you got
there
a lot
was
done.
This,
yeah, you
and
got
this
a lot
one
done.
over here. And then I took my clear ruler and just followed the lines out with my lime green pencil. Little work on the eyeball there.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So Savannah says, now I'm not a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings. Don't come at me on that. Those movies were just way too long. And I have a thing.
I loved it, and I read all the books.
She is, yeah, she's a Tolkien fan. I'm not a Tolkien fan. Fairies are not supposed to be tall. That's my feeling in the world.
Fairies aren't supposed to be tall?
Fairies are little. But not in that business. They're like, regular people size. I don't know about that.
You didn't like that part?
I don't like, well, there's a lot of things that I don't like about yeah. And I think I was kind of messed up by, The Hobbit. It was kind of the 80s version cartoony thing. That also sort of messed me up. But anyway, that's just me in the world. Letting y'all know things that.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how that goes into our conversation we were just having.
Eddie says he's 6 foot tall.
Something.
It's different. I love you.
Okay, well.
Be
that as it may.
Okay.
All right, so little books are wonderful. Take your little books with you when you go someplace.
The elves. Yes,
yeah.
That's what I'm talking. Sorry, elves. Elves and fairies. They're supposed to be little. That's what I'm saying. You knew what I meant.
I didn't have a problem with that because I don't really like elves and fairies anyway.
She's not a fan.
I have a bunch of, just in case, Mariah, that you need them for your concertina. I have some extra mawashis here.
Oh, all right.
That are already assembled.
Well, you need to keep that in a place that you're going to remember, and don't hand it to me and make me be the keeper of it.
I'm not going to, because I'm not sure that I'm going to give you some of this in here.
Okay.
Some of this in here. Oh, I really like that little girl there. I don't really like how her nose is right in the middle of that. I think that's kind of sad.
It is.
I really kind of like this one too, but I'm going to have to do a little work on her.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that she could be in the book somewhere. And I could stamp another one and just make sure that her nose isn't in the middle of the... Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get the idea. But what here? Okay, so I kept all this stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a whole box of it back over yonder there.
Back over yonder, that's where we're keeping it.
Back over yonder.
Wonderful.
I'm keeping this out because I'm going to put a little book in here.
Mm-hmm.
Take it with me. I did, and you're going to be real jealous.
Okay.
Look what I purchased for myself. I was going to ask her to purchase it for me, but sometimes she goes on her own timeline and it ain't soon enough for me.
See, she can make things happen.
I can make things happen. Okay, so I really love these. I stole the first pen from Izzy. Found it downstairs on the table, and I just took it. But she does that to me all the time, so it's fair. Yeah. Anyway, they all look the same in the thing.
Yeah, that's not nice.
So I just took and glued on a little swatch.
What are these pens?
They're the Joe Sharpies.
You were talking about this. How did she end up with one?
I don't know. She probably stole it from you, but I got a whole bunch of black ones.
I don't really care for the weight of the pen.
See, I like it, and I really like its scratchiness when it writes.
Yeah, she likes a pointy pen.
I like a pointy pen.
I need a fatter ball.
And watch this. You can.
So I got this lipstick. Lipstick, and it has a little. It's got some spring action to it.
It ain't made for old people.
It's hilarious to watch her mess with it. But it does take some getting used to, because you
it's spring loaded.
Yeah, you're not used to like how it's hanging.
I'm
how
just
it's gonna come out. Hello, Steffa. Hey, Gray. I was wondering where you've been.
Thing they had, and they gave you little gift bags. We got 2 gift bags with chocolates in them.
Yeah.
I mean, now come on.
I mean,
I asked.
I don't think we're converting.
I can't remember who it was that I asked. I said, Do you give gift bags every time you pray or go to church? And they said no, just special occasions.
Yeah.
But I saved my wrappers.
You had 2, did you?
Because this is some good stuff right here,
Mm-hmm.
Maynard.
It's those Roche.
See, look at that. How it kind of got a little residue on the back. The bugs are going to like that. Make sure you use lots of glue so they can't get to it. Anyhow, I absolutely love these paper clips. I use them for
Okay. So
everything. What?
I'm getting note up about the Hobbit thing. I think I've said some things that have
It upset some people.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't upset, but I just blew you off like you didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
That's fine.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, check my page once more. See if I need a little. See, you can just continue doing your buffing out. Because see, look at this page over here. I mean, this is suavecito. Mm-hmm. This is baby bottom smooth, honey.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy y'all are here getting us note up about these things. Now, may I ask, those of you that have come in, those of you that are hanging out, please give the thumbsy upsies. You know, that's the like it thing down there, down over there, down over yonder. Not yonder, that one. There we go. See, I have this camera flipped, so it's very hard for me to know which way is which. Yeah. But if you would give those thumbsy upsies, it would be very much appreciated. Like it, love it. Share it with some folks.
Yeah.
And then watch some more of it.
Yeah.
Subscribe. I'm going to start saying subscribe so it lights up.
All right. So, I want to talk about something else before I get into the gel printing. And I'm getting fair.
All is now well in the Shire. We have straightened some things out.
Oh, good.
Yes.
All right. So, here's my other little book. Remember this?
Mm-hmm.
This one's pretty much finished. I mean, there's some little things. If I wanted to come in and color
Doodle
pencil,
and...
you know, doodle and
yeah,
diddle-watting around.
Diddle-watting.
Diddle-watting.
That's doodling in your little book.
I got to show you this.
Write that one down. Diddle-watting.
Diddle-watting.
That's fancifying your small book.
Why did I tell you the story about the kid going in and telling the principal that I said bad words on the playground?
Yes, and it was
diddly squat.
Yeah, and Monroe is
he loved coming down to tell me.
Or is it Graham that's really in love with your diddly squat?
Diddly squat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I couldn't stand it because I screwed this up writing it right, and I mean it's a wonderful, and I'm committed because I've got a really good page on this side. So you just got to make, this is where you learn how to make things work. Mm-hmm. So I took this little piece and I rewrote it down here. Knowledge alters what we seek as well as what we find.
Hi, Tegan.
There we go. But see, it just looks like it's.
Yeah.
So someday that'll be something that somebody discovers, you know, when they're.
Oh, and they'll just think it's so wonderful. You need to make sure that you write in the back of the book, there's a video for that.
I did right here. Published during PM Artist Livestream, January 26.
Yeah. Approximately 8 weeks.
2-monther.
8 weeks. It was a short month, though, but you know.
Yeah, it was. February was a short month. Okay.
Here we're rolling into March.
I think this is definitely a good one. Definitely a good one. Okay. I've been getting these things, and I love thrift books, and they send you these little.
Oh, I know, Greg.
Who do you do things? Do we ever do this DoorDash? Is that who gives us our pizza?
No, that's just the pizza people. We've DoorDashed in the past. It's been a long time.
I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to dash.
Mo would like to know.
I don't know how to dash my door.
Mo wants to make sure that you know that it is now March, officially. So we're like, you know, we're 5 days in. So that makes up for the short month. So it was like, 8 weeks. We're going to go with that with the
Okay.
timeline.
Good. All right. So I've been working on bookmarks because during CAW, I'm going to start handing out bookmarks and bookmarks and books till I run out. But I've got duplicates.
Here's the thing, y'all have to pay postage. Just want y'all know.
You have to pay postage. Now, if you're not down with that, don't sign up.
Well,
It's
and that means
simple.
okay. I need before we start doing that, I gotta connect.
What you connected? Oh,
Nightbot.
And I went ahead and tore these up. I'm going to make these into bookmarks. Don't you think they'll be fabulous?
Okay, Nightbot. Oh, that also reminds me. Okay,
What?
so lots of exciting things, y'all. If you do want to sign up for stuff, you need to get over there to Makers because there's the swap that's going on. And then, of course, there's the big super swap that's going on. That's already been decided on who's doing what. But if you weren't aware, you need to go and talk to your partner in Do-si-do. So you know.
Hey, I've been do-si-doing with my partner.
I know. I'm very proud of y'all.
We're
working
learning
it out
how to do the fandango.
and leaving me out of it. I love it. Just have no idea how much I appreciate not being involved in certain things.
Okay, I have to grommet that.
Hold on, I got more information for y'all. If you have been feeling like, I know Mariah mentioned this thing about emails being sent through the PM Artist Studio, like you've purchased things and you want to get note up over there and like get emails from us, and that hasn't been happening. There is now a sign up part across the top part of PM Artist Studio website. So you need to sign up for that.
Sign up.
If you have not received an email and you want to know more about like notifications and things that are, because we are not going to be sending out the weekly emails anymore anyway. Now, if you've never received those, then you're probably like, I don't know what you're talking about, lady.
I didn't get one.
And that is
Well,
fair.
I might have got one, but I don't ever look at my email.
That is right. But if you do want to get those weekly emails that are more product-based events and things of that nature, very PM store related information, you need to sign up. If you do want that one-off email describing like, hey, here's how the homepage of the YouTube page works, send me an email. I will reply back to you with that information. Because I have it. It's just, if you aren't already in the system, then, there's no sense in getting that. But if you already have it, you may look through your email if you're on that email list. If you don't know what I'm talking about, reach out. I will do my best. There you go. I think I got people note up on things. Let me know if you have questions.
Okay, can I talk now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I screwed up on this. You can see this side. So what I'm going to do, and then this is the one that I
Did you dig that out of
I stole it from the.
Yeah, you did. Okay. I just want y'all to know that she's stealing from y'all. Whenever she shows up with these IMPB things, she is stealing from y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Been known to.
You can send her ugly messages in the lightning bolt.
Yeah, you can.
Bye, Savannah. Thanks for
send
hanging.
me an ugly note in an email.
Yes. She won't receive it because.
That was why it was funny, Mariah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, but if I got the new email, no. If you got the new email, like if you got one telling you how the homepage works on our sorry. I'm trying to be very clear about this and I'm not doing a great job. Apologies. If you received the automatic email telling you about the PM Artist Studio channel, the homepage channel, versus the website. This is the email regarding the channel and showing you all the different sections and how you can set up like notifications and things of that nature. Then you are already on the email list. If you did not receive one of those and you've purchased from us and you're like, oh, I've never received emails from y'all, then you should probably sign up across that bar that's over there on the PM Artist Studio website. There, that was better. We're getting through it, y'all.
I'm worn out just trying to follow the... Okay, so I want to talk about these things, because when you get this little Hummer, you're not really careful with it, you're going to tear it up. But all is not lost.
No.
Rinse it off, you know.
Cry
clean
a
it
little.
up, or do whatever, you know. Print over the color you want it to be. And now you have a wonderful thing to make other artwork. Look at that. I mean, isn't that just... That's probably not the piece I want to use for that, but you get the idea. Look at that. I mean, isn't I love this thing, and I haven't even used it.
Yeah.
I love it.
She has been looking at it, and she asked about it because, like, when we were first working out some of the design things with it, I had a piece of it down there because I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to. This thing is a little. I'm worried about it, and so then I did the work on it,
and sure enough,
got her done. But this one, yeah, she's been coveting the pieces, so
I have been.
It's a really fabulous design. It's just you really need to be very careful with it.
Yeah,
It's a sensitive one.
But now look at this. Isn't that wonderful?
I love it. It almost kind of looks like a fancy mustache. Get that. I'd wear that mustache.
My dad used to have a mustache. Tom Selleck mustache.
He was a handsome dude.
All right, so I made a new thing, We the People.
Hi, Cynthia.
And I just wanted to show it to you because it's a little more, you know, legible if you so desired. But you could make it up any way you want to. That's using the stamps that we have, and yeah.
That looks so good. You did such a good job.
And I've got those, and I'm fixing to send them off.
Is this all for your person?
What?
Or is this?
Oh yeah, some of this is for my person.
Okay.
Oh, and I forgot.
No, but you need to be gel printing. In fact, you need to get on it.
I need to get on it.
I mean, you only have 45 minutes at this moment.
Oh
in
Lord.
time. I know.
All right. So we're just gonna have to shut up.
There was more thoughting than I thought.
Anyway, we're going to be doing some gel printing today because I want to kind of talk about some different things about getting things ready for your little book that you're going to be.
Right, because Monroe is your partner.
Monroe's my partner.
He's going to be making some little book.
Going to be making
with some animal theme. Is that correct? Was I supposed to talk about that?
Animal themes, yes. And I don't know. Monroe, we're going to have to probably. Now here, I've got this. Okay, this is great because I've already got some stuff in a thing for you. And what I want to do here in this next little book, because you know I have a thing about trees. I love me some trees. And Mariah, would you mind going through?
Hello, Glenda.
I think I have a folder just for trees.
Over there in the thing,
in the roller cart.
Okay.
And the reason I'm kind of thinking about this is because I thought for Monroe, it would be good to be able to send him backgrounds.
Listen, lady, you need to be
of right. No, I need to. She's having to.
There's a situation.
She's happening to uncover the rolly cart.
Seal in the way.
And anyhow, where was I? Oh yeah. And I think it's going to be good for what I want to do also, because what I want to do is not necessarily just trees, but the whole idea of trees as a community, trees as we have trees in parks, we have trees, and one of the things I was talking to Izzy about is when you see a grove of aspens, actually that's just one huge tree. They're all interconnected. So there's that symbolism with trees. Trees filter our air out. They provide habitat for all kinds of animals. I mean, you know, I just think you could go so many ways with the idea of trees.
Not leaves. Are trees and leaves together?
I thought trees had their own folder. Because I have quite a few of them.
Yeah.
What does it say? Patricia, peeling her brayer. It is an epic peel. I know, and I really wanted to use, and I may still use.
I don't know. What do you use?
Said brayer peel. The one that looks like leather. It's brown.
I don't know what's going on with my hair today.
All right, so this comes with a border around it.
Yes.
I have removed the border because I don't want it.
You don't want it.
I don't want it. I'm at least going to start off with it on the right side.
Oh, Sherry wants to know, have you seen the newest research that trees talk?
Plants talk, trees talk. Yes, they communicate through their little, and also, did you know that the mycelium that mushrooms produce, they also talk to the tree roots. So, there you go. Okay, let's just get some prints off of this and see where this goes and where we need to go. Mainly what I'm going to try to do here is to get prints using the regular paper. But what I'm going to do is, remember we got this new paper that's thinner? 26 pound? No, 28 pound.
Which one is this kind of the little bit nicer one?
No, this is the El Cheapo.
24 pound.
24 pound.
The one with the hedgehog. It is a hammer mill paper, and it has a hedgehog on it.
Yeah, I really like the hedgy. Okay, so I'm going to try this paper out, and the reason I'm kind of excited about it is because one of the things that I had against the hammer mill paper is it was too heavy sometimes to get down in and pick up details.
We're trying out some new things for y'all.
Yeah.
I was curious, especially like price-wise, because that hammer mill, it is kind of pricey. I understand.
It's very pricey. I have to keep talking.
And if you're working on your 500 prints, you definitely don't have the fancy stuff yet.
Oh gosh, no. I started off using craft paper off the roll.
Yeah,
and then
that became a pain in the butt because she needed cut up, and she's like, "Hey, I need a ream of paper."
Yeah,
and then she needed a few reams.
And I can't remember we didn't start with hammer mill.
No.
What did we start with? I don't know, some crap that you get at Walmart.
I think whatever kind of just copy paper that we had downstairs. Probably.
Okay, Mariah hooked me up, and it's fluid acrylic. I'm using the same bottle because the other one's too big to go on the thing.
I got her the big one.
But I just changed the lids out.
Wonderful.
The other one is fluid acrylic. This is, bless you. What's in here now with a little bit of the fluid acrylic is now high flow. So we're flowing.
Flowing, y'all. Flowing.
All right, so basically what I want to get going here is I just want to get kind of an idea of sky.
That's the ground.
And oh my goodness, last night when we were sitting there,
oh, it was beautiful.
There was the most beautiful sunset outside the window.
We had some weather. I mean, it was pouring when we left the house, and then by the time it was like 5 minutes away from the house, and once we got over there, thankfully, it had let up enough, but still the parking lot was full of puddles and but yeah. And then it was lightning all last night.
Oh, I know. I checked my windows a couple of times because I thought I might have to shut them, but as long as I don't get wind.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm good. Because see, my bedroom is kind of an on and overhang. It has a bit of the roof.
Well, and I think the other house next door blocks a lot of it too.
It does. Okay, we're not going to worry about getting Big Bertha out. I don't like her anyway. She just makes me angry.
Okay. Waiting for Speedball to figure that out for us.
I'm going to take that up as far as I possibly can so that I can get a good
Ombre.
amount of stuff going on here. This may be kind of like a long haul a little bit.
Oh.
Well, that one should actually have been retired, but oh well. You notice that the soupier stuff will come through your deli paper a lot more. Okay, so we really want to make sure we've got contact here. And see, this is where I always get stuff on the other side of the
All right, Julie.
papers when I'm doing this kind of stuff. No such thing as a one-legged dancer, and there's no such thing as a one-handed gel printer.
Well, that's true, and I don't know about that statement.
Well, that's what Peg used to say to me when I said I work better on my right-hand side than my left. She told me that I need to have my legs working equally. All right, this is really saturated. Really, really saturated.
Ooh. Well, hey, that handled it pretty well.
It didn't it? Look at it. Pulled off some.
Oh, it did. Pulled off some of the blue.
Some stuff down below. All right, we're going to use a little less paint here, folks. We'll just come in with this because I think I've got enough out here that I can get some good messy stuff going on here.
Hey, Christy Hartman says, hooray, P, I hate my big brayer too. I'm really counting on the speedball coming through. Yeah, they need to
Well, they haven't jumped on that like a genie.
Well, they're not as quick and nimble like PM Artist Studio is.
There very few people are as quick and nimble. I loved it last night. Gervinder, I said, his brother and I absolutely had a fabulous bonding experience as we set out and talked to people during the last election.
Oh, I love that. What color was
Look
it
at
that you
this.
put
This
down?
looks like our sunset last night,
does.
Mariah.
Matches your outfit too. And we all kind of matched. Me and Mom and Izzy and.
Isn't that wonderful? Now this paper is kind of flimsy. Again.
But once it dries up, I don't think it's going to be that noticeable.
I don't think it. I think it's just. It's going to be fine. I'm very.
But it's getting down in there a little bit better.
Please, yes, it is. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Let's do some more of that.
Now, I would say one of the things that I've noticed about this is, and I was getting a little nervous, is that you do need to get it up pretty quick. You don't want to be.
Yes. Did you see it? Was did you hear it?
I heard it.
You heard it more than you can actually see it.
Oh, that's nice, Christy. Well done.
Now, I at some point I will tear up this tree and get out another one, but I want to get quite a few of them going here because remember we're going to have more than one page in our book. And here's the thing. These lighter weight papers, you can have more pages.
True that. Oh, wow. Oh, I think you're getting really good results today. I don't know if it's just a good day or this new paper or...
I think it's quite a few of all of the above.
We're going to go with all of the above.
All of the above. And I'm liking that we're getting a little bit more of the pink down here. And I can go in here with a little bit more of my pinky business.
Pinky business.
Can't remember. I think that's a little bit too. Yeah, that might be a good one. I'm just going to leave that blue down here because I'm really liking that. I don't know what that was doing up there. but it obviously has a lot of airbrush stuff added to it. Now this is Jane Davenport with airbrush medium added.
I'm loving these mixes. Very intrigued here. I was a little like just kind of watching the show. Welcome to those of you that have come in. If you are enjoying it just as much as I am, I'm right here in the room and I've seen this a million times, but yet it still is fascinating. If you find it fascinating, please subscribe to the channel, like it, love it, and share some more of it. If you would please make sure that you do hit that thumbsy up. See, that's the like it thing that I keep requesting. It's the thumb up. Oh, and it's been a while since we've been doing a lot of stamps here lately. So I was like looking at this stencil. Please keep in mind has been altered. And this is the Lucas Valley Oak by Lucy Ames. The link is in chat. If you look for those, you want to look for Cookie
If you
Wookie.
don't have some of these trees, you need to get over there and get you some trees.
You should have at least one tree.
You should have at least one tree. And I'm in a minute here. I'm going to change out trees.
I mean, unless you're just not into trees. But if you're into trees, you should have a tree.
I can't imagine anybody out there that's not into
Who's
trees.
not into trees?
Who doesn't love trees? Holy moly, that's just like
Well, wasn't
blasphemous.
Carmichael didn't necessarily like trees.
When I married him, Susie says, Pat, don't let him cut down the trees.
Because he wanted to just mow. He didn't want anything. He didn't want to have to go around anything.
He didn't. Oh my gosh. And the guy that used to come and cut my grass.
Oh God.
He used to
Joe, right? Dillingham.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I used to go out there.
Cigar slobber. Ugh.
And I, after a while, I mean, I chewed his butt out so many times that
I think he enjoyed it.
I kind of think he did too.
He was one of those.
He would, plus he like to do a whole lot of, schmoozing and talking and whatnot. He'd say, okay, are there any special instructions this week? I wanted to say, yeah, you take that cigar that you've got in your mouth.
That is
But
so
I
gross.
cannot believe that you are bringing that thing in my house and it has fire on the end of it.
That's so
And
gross.
stick it where the sun don't shine.
Mm-hmm.
He says, oh, Mrs. C, you just say things like that.
No, he used to didn't call you Patty.
No, he called me Mrs. C.
Oh, I thought he used to call you Patty.
Uh-oh. Now, see, we're starting to get some issues here.
Too wet.
It is. And I left it down too long while I was talking about Joe and his cigar. Bless his heart, he's passed, so should not talk ill of the dead.
Oh, it's in a kindness kind of way.
It is, because he was a hoot.
He liked being. He
He used to go with Celia D and me when we would take her to the doctor. It took at least, she had MS, and we were her support network when her regular caretaker who had children, and if she had something, Joe and I were the backup, and we would take her, and I mean, sometimes we would laugh so hard. It was never a dull moment.
That's
Once I was chatting away and we were laughing about something, and she had a lift on her van. And, you there was a certain way that you had to go
it was a whole process.
I almost dumped her off of there. But she was laughing so hard that she wasn't even upset because we were both not paying attention. We were laughing about something. I don't know what it was. Stupid.
Oh, Christy, they lost 32 trees out of their backyard.
Oh.
Yes, they're grieved over it.
Oh, yes.
Hey, those Japanese maples are hard. We killed one.
winter trees.
Oh, that one's frosty.
Frosty.
That's a
All right,
frosty
let's-
tree.
Let's bust out a new tree.
Oh, wonderful. They have they've replanted 18. Yeah, I know.
Well, we were driving around the neighborhood, you know, we had some really cold weather. And we noticed that there's some people's trees.
Oh, yeah. In this, between yeah, it was last year, right? Or the year before. Whenever the other big ice thing came through. Less this year, for whatever reason, the one prior was harder on the trees.
Yes. And definitely small bushes.
Oh, man. Yeah.
There were a lot of replacers on the small bushes.
Oh, wonderful. I know, and these
Now,
ones,
we didn't interview.
What? What are you
Did
interviewing?
we?
What?
Our tree designer person. Did we interview her?
Oh, Lucy Ames, I need to reach out to her. She's very busy. Like, she runs, you know, business things and who's it, what's it, and...
Now, see, here's... This might be interesting. I don't know, though. See, I don't want an edge around it. I just got rid of that edge on mine.
And then, Susan, we're waiting for her to get all settled in. It's so exciting to see them already, you know, doing things at their house and whatever, but...
Oh, I know. Oh, my gosh.
So, I mean, we still do have a few
I
folks
love New
that'll...
Mexico so much. We're going to come see you. I'm just telling you right now, because I love that part of the world.
Well, I hope that she kind of starts coming around and chat. Susan's a good time. She knows things.
I just don't want my stencil sticking.
And then
that.
Susan Gantz, we will be talking to, I think, in June. I think. Maybe that's when we roll out her papers.
Oh, yeah, and I still haven't picked mine out. So.
Yeah, you need to go through them.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Well done, Ninian. Well done. Hello,
right.
Heather.
All right, we're going to... Now, this has airbrush added to. This is anthraquinone.
And Ann Webb's going to come with us. We're going to do a little... And I guess Anthony wanted to come, too. We're just going to have a big old, you know, group of folks heading to New Mexico.
I'm retiring this. Look at this one. Isn't this gorgeous?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put this down here in my other stash. You know, I really was... When I gave all my pups away, I should have
Okay, Graham's coming, too. All right. I guess it's more than
Where
a
are we
girl.
going to meet?
It's more than a girls trip. It's a girls and boys trip. Well, so she's like near Las Cruces. Like it sounds like they're like outside of town or whatever. But
And that's close to El Paso, which is a good place to fly into if you're going to fly in anywhere.
I don't think we're flying.
Oh.
I mean, unless we're waiting for this, you know, administration to, you know,
Die off.
or whatever. So yeah, we'll be driving.
Well, plus there are things to see along the way to there.
Like maybe what we should start trying to do is like plan it for next spring break.
I know. Remember we used to do such fun things on spring break?
Yes, good times. We went to Albuquerque one year. That's when she smoked all my cigarettes.
I did. When we went to California once, remember when we went with Margie?
Was that over spring break?
Yeah. We were gone for a whole week.
I guess that was. We did and went to Mexico and got drunk.
Twice.
Great. Good times. And I got a pink leather coat.
I had a really cool thing of Frida. This is it.
Y'all love hearing our stories. I hope so. If you're having a good time, give those thumbsy upsies. Say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. We got 20 minutes. A lot can happen. Doing treescapes.
Treescapes.
Oh, and I think Heather said that she'd drive the RV. I think she mentioned that in a comment at one point in time. Don't think I don't remember some of these things, y'all.
Well,
These days might just get a ring ding.
we might definitely need a. I mean, if we're gonna RV it, that would be wonderful. I have to check in the price of that, Mariah.
It is in storage because I am not as thin as I once was, but I think Izzy probably, although she's poo-poo about pink these days. I used to be
poo-pooing pink.
I used to be poo-poo about pink too, but then I realized that it has a place in my wardrobe. That's fabulous. This paper really is different.
It is different. It is totally different. And this is just such an interesting experiment. I mean, really. Seriously interesting experiment. Okay, I think that this is a little more. Okay, this is what you do when you want. And I did fill up my.
All right, my Georgia folks might be getting together with some Alabama folks.
See, this is what happens when you scoot that over. My V thing.
Ooh, why was that wet? Oh, my cup.
I was wondering if this was a
No, it was
loaded question.
It was rhetorical.
Okay, I'm cleaning that off a little bit because I don't want it to get stuck in the lid when I screw it back on. But I'm diluting my paint a little bit more.
How come?
Because it's a little more oomphy than I want it to be.
Okay.
And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but the airbrush medium and the high flow stuff are like almost. I'm sure that there's a difference. I have yet to determine exactly what it is.
It's not as noticeable in the way that we're using it.
Yeah.
There we go.
As soon as I know, I'll let you know.
Probably says it on the bottles, but you know, we're not necessarily using it for the things that they want you to use it for.
Now you see, the balls are rattling a lot more freely.
You like that? That's good stuff.
Yeah. And also dispersion is occurring much easier. I didn't have to two-hand it to get it out there. And you can notice that nice little sheen.
Oh, and that's kind of like that's kind of how it looks like when the sun is rising in the mornings here lately. This is the 24-pound hammer mill color copy paper, the one with the hedgehog on it. It is a much more reasonable price than the 32-pound hammer mill premium.
Thinner.
It is much thinner. It is a different paper. It doesn't even like have quite the sheen or the coating that the 32-pound premium does. But it's given different results, which is very interesting. Now, P does also have some HP presentation paper over there that is a 28-pound. It is more like the 32-pound hammer mill.
I had to put that back on the shelf over there.
I didn't have room for it all.
I did not. I apologize, but see, you can see the sheen on that.
I know, Cheryl.
What are you knowing?
She says that she's trying not to use Amazon these days, and so it's a struggle trying to find these things in other places. I know, like a lot of the stores around here don't necessarily, they'll either carry just kind of off-brand or a lot of the HP products. So really, if you're looking around and you want something similar to the 32-pound hammer mill and they don't have that, you're looking for a presentation style paper.
with a little higher thread count than
Well,
28.
so yeah, no, the 28 seems to be fine. It's closer, obviously, to the 32. And those 24-pound papers are going to be those way lighter weight ones, and they aren't really going to have that finish.
Look at that.
But I think, you know, we're getting very different results here because it doesn't have that finish. It's sort of soaking up the paper. You don't have as defined of a crisp image. There we go.
Okay. Now, what I am going to do, because I'm just telling you, this is frustrating the dog do out of me, this outside part. I'm going to come in and I'm going to extend those branches out.
You do it, girl.
But I'm not going to
Thank you.
today because everyone, especially the person sitting across from me that's already giving me really dirty looks.
I mean, we don't need, it's going to take her 15, you know, it's going to take her a while to do that.
Yes, it will take a while. But all you have to do is just extend each one of those little branches out and make it into a tip. And then you don't have that outside.
If you want to extend them, yeah, that's going to take the longer route. Now, you could come through and just cut the thing and then just trim those up so they look like the ends of the branches.
Exactly. That's exactly what you should do. If you do not want that outer, because some people like outer. I don't like outer. This needs more stuff.
Okay.
I want to see how this comes off on a dry pull. Because I don't know. So we're going to get to see that.
Oh, Tegan found it on a FedEx store, but she had to ask for it. Okay, that's good to know.
What?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here I noticed something. It bleeds
hugs down
in around the edge a little bit. That's okay.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. Very sticky paint.
I love that. It's subtle, but actually, it's going to be less subtle than you think because the plate's a little yellowy.
I think that you're going to be able to see
more of it.
That a lot more than you think you will right now. What have I got going here?
Yeah. All right. Well, you got 13 minutes. Hello, Gerald. Happy to have you back.
All right, another messy plate here.
What you doing now?
I'm going to get another tree.
Well, are you doing more tree? Are you going to do any flowers?
This is a tree book, Mariah. It is not. I've done a lot of flowers.
Are you going to use any of the new stencils? Is what I'm trying to get at.
You're such a pain.
I know. I know. She hates it when I try to get her to do marketing.
It interferes with my flow.
What is that? Yeah. I'm interrupting the flow. There's an F word in there, you know, prior to.
Flow.
Finessing the flow is not it.
Oh no, this one might kind of.
There you go, some ribbons. Oh yes.
You know, this might remind you of the floor of a forest.
Oh heck yeah.
Forest floor. I've also got the tulips.
Yeah. Which are almost tree or bark like if you did it right.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the other thing, dadgummit. I have bark and I already put it away.
I know, and I sent the OG bark off to Carrie. Remember?
Oh.
You told me that, and I sent it to him.
Well, I have the birch tree bark in I've already packaged it.
Oh.
Packaged it up. But I will use it before I send it. I'm sorry, it's covered up.
Yeah. 'Cause that's what she's trying to say. Words are hard.
Words are hard. All right, let's think about forest floor.
What kind of forest are we in? Depends.
We're in a greeny sort of forest.
Okay. You know, we also have like a there's a Darcy stencil called Forest Floor. And it would be cool to kind of mix it up with these. We need to dig some of those out.
Where is that?
Well, let me go look real quick. I'll be right back.
I don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Darcy. We got to do something with my drawer fronts, Mariah.
Oh, we're so happy to hear. Oh, is it? Okay. Barbara? See, they got the handles now. Barbara, see? Look at Mo knew. Mo knew. That's pretty good. I caught it. I got, you know.
Shoulder.
Okay.
Hear that? It's got airbrush added. But, you know, anytime you're hearing the balls rock and roll in there, you know that there's some airbrush added to that. We're turning the lilies into water. I mean, the tulips into water lilies.
I just don't always know how your brain works with these things.
Sometimes I don't either. I mean, I'm not being difficult. I'm just telling you that.
You understand.
Yeah. Now, this is really lightweight paint, so I'm getting a really easy pull on this. Now, I'm going to have to get this up mucho rapidly.
Hey, Happy Streams might be a good florist board. I don't know where the one is right now, but we gotta find it because I think that'll be a good one. Because it's got that leafy feel to it. But I think that's another good one. I know that Karen knows where hers is at because she uses hers fairly often. Gonna say that.
I got a nice flop off.
Got 7 minutes.
By golly, I think we've accomplished a lot today.
I do too. I'm excited about all the things coming up.
I am very excited. I was really kind of this March Madness thing kind of makes me a little bit anxious.
I got it, yeah, and then that's where like see my list. Then she starts to see a vision, and then she feels better about it. And our whole thing is like not to put too much pressure on. It has to be this, and this.
Yes,
because we really suck at that.
That doesn't work for me.
That's not how we art.
It makes me anxious and angry.
What happened there? Oh, okay, it was a little thicker. I was like,
it was different paint. But look at that.
That's very nice.
This is a whole different paper. I mean, I'm getting different results here than I would get with other paper. Just
heck yeah.
This is High Flow, yellow. Maybe we can get some stuff going on here with our what we already have out here. Look, I really love that little part right there.
I don't think it's going to manage
I don't
through
think
it.
it's
No.
going to make it through the...
That was its last moments. Hey, Bobby. Yeah, and I mentioned early on in the stream that thank you for the mention of the alcohol inks. We do not own them. We will not use them. You know, that kind of thing about the whole alcohol inks. But I do appreciate you putting that out there and commenting on the request of ideas for the March MADeNESS. And if y'all want to go over there and still throw in some ideas, because, like, nothing is set. We work, it's Jello, y'all, not concrete.
Yes.
And if we have it, and if it's in our wheelhouse, and it kind of fits us, like, working it into this whole book theme of things, we will do our very best to do it.
Something we should put down there is the pan pastels.
Yeah, that's definitely your thing. I don't know about those things. But yeah, I'll write it down.
Because that's also something I think that we need to explore a little bit more with the stamps. Now, see, look at that. Yeah, it kind of blotted out my cute little spots, but you can see them a little bit. Yeah, okay, we're gonna let that dry. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, Bobby, really, somebody to watch for that would be Devin Rex. Because she does them fairly often, and she does them in some really cool ways with the stencils. I think she's done, like, the stencils, the alcohol inks, and then maybe even mixed it in with some pan pastel stuff. I don't know. It's been a while. But yes, her... And then Darcy has done, now Darcy's mixed, she's done it with like alcohol inks and mixing it with paint, if I remember right. Darcy? Yes?
Now look at this, look at the finish on this, how
so
dry
pretty.
It looks.
That almost looks pastel-like.
It does. It has that finish, that velvety finish. But boy, did it pull that up stuff. And you notice it came right up. I didn't lose any. I was a little concerned on that one time when I was losing some paper there. But what that means is that you just have to time your pulls. And you got to fit your paper and your paint and all those variables. They're all going to be different. And they're going to be different with different humidity. And we've got a lot of humidity today. But I think that this is absolutely gorgeous. It's subtle enough. You could even use this to write on in your book. You wouldn't have to cover it.
And you know what else would be really cool? Because we do have the stamp of this actual stencil is a stamp. And you could come in your little book and then put the little stamp
on
there.
The opposite side.
That would be I like it. I love that because it's that whole playing with scale and using different mediums with different scale. That's some cool mixed media stuff, y'all.
I'm very excited about this. I think that this is going to give me enough to work with in the tree book.
All right, my already friends. Well, let's just wrap it up there. We'll be back on Sunday. Well, actually, we'll be back on Saturday over on Caw. If you want to get your Caw on with us, then, come on over. We'll be calling. And then we'll see you back here at the Arty Studio on Sunday. But until then,
love you.
like a
long haul.
Bye, guys.